What's up guys, Cody here, and today I get to talk about one of my favorite mid laners, Karthus. Karthus has never really been in the meta, but he's also never really been bad. Karthus is one of those champions that, once you master him, he's a very good pocket pick for certain situations. So what makes Karthus good? Well, starting with what he can do in the early game, he can be very lane dominant, mostly against mid lane melee champions, such as Fizz or Talon. Melee champions are easy for Karthus to zone off the wave or harass with his Q, and Karthus can push faster than most of them with his Q spam. These champions generally lack kill pressure until level 6, so Karthus has a safe lane till then. Against a ranged matchup, Karthus doesn't fare so well. You have to be pretty good at landing those Qs if you want to come out of lane with an advantage. A lot of mid lane champs have heavy burst, which isn't really good for Karthus, and it's his main laning weakness. While Karthus can do a lot of damage over time, it doesn't matter if you already did to a full Syndra combo. So be smart about your trading with Karthus. If the enemy has kill potential on you or can easily outtrade you, wait for them to use the key ability and then go in. Begin with casting your W behind the enemy and then proceed to Q them, and turn your E on if you want to walk forward and get more damage onto them. The enemy is forced to fight you or run away slowly as you put them down their HP. During the laning phase, Karthus is pretty bad at roaming. He's very slow and relies heavily on slowing the enemy with W before going in and Qing them. So aside from actually walking to lane though, Karthus always has his ultimate. So you can be on the lookout for enemies slipping out of fights with a little bit of health left. Just remember though that your ult has more than a 3-minute cooldown at rank 1, and if interrupted, goes on the full cooldown, so don't waste it and don't die using it. During teamfights is when you shine most as Karthus. You still get to throw down your W to slow enemies, and turn on your E and start spamming Qs. By mid-game you should have a Zonius to buy yourself more time, and a Rylai's to slow the enemy. If you're going to die, try to die in an area where you can deal the most damage with your Q spams. Also, typically wait to use your ult until you're dead or at the end of a fight to clean up remaining kills. As Karthus, your ult is a guaranteed damage source that for the average champion is unavoidable. For items on Karthus, there's a lot of useful ones. However, we're only given 6 slots, so we're not going to build a tier. Instead, we're going to build Rod first and then typically buy Stork Shoes. After that, it's Zonias or Rylai's. You build Zonias first if you need more defenses, especially if you're going up against an AD champ or a heavy burst champ such as Fizz. Rylai's first over Zonias is for when you want to be more aggressive and get kills easier with a slow. After that, pick up a Void Staff, as by this time the enemy will have gotten some resistances, and end with a Death Cat for damage. Be aware that you don't have a tier, so whenever you go for a fight, if you don't have blue buff, just be aware that if the fight goes for a really long time, you might run out of mana. For runes on Karthus, I like to run a simple AP page. Magic Pen reds, armor yellows, MR blues, AP quints. You can swap the armor for scaling health if you want, depending on your matchup. For masteries, everyone runs 18-12-0 with Deathfire and Karthus. It's the best fitting keystone for Karthus as he relies on damage over time, not burst. So that's going to be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did, and leave any questions or comments on Karthus below. Thanks guys, see you in the next one.